Alright, I'm Aaron, and yeah, this whole message that I have is basically just be careful what you consume on the internet, even if they say God says this and that. Okay, so to start off, it would be, how God can speak through other people, through his prophets, through his children, through those who have messages formed for them by his hands, the work of his mighty hands. Okay, so that's a good starting point right there. That's a good starting point. Okay. Yeah, so, yeah, don't adopt every message that comes to you on the internet. And you know how you hear it a lot, but, it's a really important thing to just bring back everything back to Christ, because he's authentic, he's truth, he's the one who has the plan for your life, who knows what he plans to give you, what he plans to not, what he plans to prosper you in and succeed you in, to give you a helping hand. And so he's always there to help us, to build us up, to give us hope in the struggle against sin. But I'm not here to talk about sin, I'm here to talk about messages, literally. So yeah, we know God can talk to us in our surroundings. We know he can talk to us through animals, through music, through worship, through silence. His Spirit can just tell us things in our mind, or tell us the best thing to do in our heart. That isn't, we feel it sometimes in our heart what to do. For example, I felt like I needed to go on a walk because I felt like I needed peace. I need some solitude from people in my life because it was too much. I was getting overwhelmed by the consuming that I was doing with God's messages that I took as 100% truth, and they were people, and I didn't give it back to God to confirm, and that's the problem. See, when you do that, you get tired, you get weary. You can literally see the bags under my eyes when I tell you this. So, yeah, let that be evidence and proof. Yeah, you get tired and you get frustrated at God because, of things that you didn't say. It's in the scriptures, literally. Because of your foolishness, you get angry at God. So, yeah, don't follow my example. But just know what is best in your heart to do. Know that, okay, how do I say it? God formed it in our hearts sometimes to do things, like to give generously, to give just be generous to others, to give generously, to have mercy on others, to walk in justice and all that. But what I'm saying is just to have a mind, an awareness about the type of messages you listen to. How it says the eyes are the gates and the ears are the gates also. And then we just need to keep watch and be careful on what we watch and listen to. And yeah. So if you hear all these promises from God's people, God's children, brothers and sisters in Christ, from prophets, from people who are addressing messages to you on YouTube that are in your notification page, right? In your feed on YouTube or on any other social media platform, when your reels, right? Don't take every message 100% to heart, otherwise you'll be constantly in a cycle of like confusion, anger, or like weariness and tiredness because of all these things that you've adopted as your own truths. And just, I want to let you know that every person is not 100% good and 100% truthful. We're all liars, we're all sinners, we're all, well, people who have problems in life. Okay. that God is our helper through that, and gives us that plentiful hope and abundance from the heart. And just trust in yourself, believe in yourself, to know the message God has for you in your heart or in your surroundings. Just ask God to talk to you, just express yourself to Him, your heart, your worries, your concerns, all of that jazz, and just let it come out like a melody, like a lyrics, like song lyrics, just to God. And that will clear up any fog or clouds in your life that are hindering your sight. And a fun little thing that God has shared to me that I just want to share here is it was so good. It was like in the moment it was powerful. So I just want to share it. It's really cool. So you know the horizon, right? Like like when the sun rises up, and sunrise, and okay, you got that. So there's like enemies in that horizon, like a massive army swarming us, attacking us on all sides, right? And this is just me talking now. The message has already been sent. So take that back to God. Unless you already know it's to be true in your heart, see, trust yourself and believe in yourself when you know it is true. But if you're unsure, bring it to God. But enemies on the horizon, whole armies advancing on all sides, attacking on all sides. The devil just sending all these enemies against us. But guess what? When we look above the horizon and we see the glorious sun, or we see the moonlight and the stars, see, that's what I want to say. When we see Christ above the enemy, because Christ is always above the enemy. He's always greater than the enemy, and He always shines His light into our lives, giving us grace and hope, giving us formation. He has an attack plan, God does, against the devil, just as He has a stronghold that we can rest in. That stronghold is in His grasp, in His hands, in His love, in His heart for us. So, hopefully, that encouraged a little bit. That even when you're swarmed on all sides, that you can hopefully see the light, the sun that is above the horizon with all these enemies around you. It was a lot better when God spoke it to me. It was a lot better, trust me. Yeah. Anyway, see ya and goodbye.